Good night and welcome to the Law School Student Council Presidential Debate 2020. I am Jaheen Thomas, the chairman of the Law School Student Council and your moderator for this evening's debate. Before I continue, I would like to recognize the ministry representative, our education officer, Mrs. C. Willoughby, the acting principal, Mr. Robin Douglas, and our teacher facilitator, Mrs. Sonia St. Hill. At this time, I now invite Mrs. Sonia St. Hill to officially welcome you to this event. Mrs. Sonia St. Hill.
Good night, Mr. Moderator, Principal Mr. Robin Douglas, Ministry of Education Officer with responsibility for Students' Councils, Mrs. Serlene Willoughby, candidates, colleagues, and students. I wish to welcome you to our inaugural Presidential Students' Council Debate 2020. I want to first acknowledge that even though in the past this process was keenly contested, this year, you, the organizers, have more or less moved it to a new level. We have three very worthy candidates. I want you to take time to listen to them keenly, listen to their positions, their dreams for the law school and aspirations. We are presently navigating difficult waters and there will be challenges. Let's see what they can offer. Relax in the comfort of your homes, invite your families to listen on, and do enjoy this debate. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, ma'am. This year's debate will follow the following format. The candidates will each deliver a 1-minute introduction of who they are. Each candidate will then deliver an address for 5 minutes. This will then be followed by 3 questions, where each candidate will therefore respond accordingly. All 3 parties will be given 3 minutes for their final address. Final remarks will be given by our teacher facilitator, Mrs. Sonia St. Hill, and this debate will conclude. The 3 candidates have been briefed and therefore everyone is reminded of the rules and guidelines of this occasion. Due to COVID-19, this occasion was moved to an online medium and voting will be conducted under the internal electoral voting system. However, you, the students, will be given the opportunity to submit a People's Choice vote. As you observe the debate, you are asked that all comments and remarks remain respectful to these candidates and the regulations of this debate. In this debate, all 3 parties will be referred to as candidates. Candidate number 1, Amber Hinkson, candidate number 2, Thierry Gittins, and candidate number 3, Joel Lovell. Please know that the questions and statements that will be used in this event have been reviewed and are qualified for this debate. I believe I've covered all the bases. You should also know that I have been briefed on my duties and uphold to the rules and code of conduct of this event and the Constitution to remain totally impartial. I do wish all 3 candidates the best of luck, and this event can now proceed. For the introduction, you will be given 1 minute. You will be signaled when 30 seconds is left and when time is up. I now invite candidate number 1 to give her introduction. Candidate number 1.
Thank you, Chairman. A pleasant good evening to my family here at the law school. I would like to acknowledge our acting president, Mr. Robin Douglas, our ministry representative, Mrs. C. Willoughby, and our teacher facilitator, Ms. Sonia St. Hill. I would like to thank you for gracing our platform with your presence. It is my immense pleasure. I would also like to thank the candidates here today, acknowledging your presence, and I hope that we have a robust debate this evening. I would also like to extend my appreciation to the teachers, students, and parents for taking their time out to attend this evening's meeting. I am Amber Hinkson, a student of 6A, 17 years of age, and I believe that I possess the necessary qualities and attributes that you require of your law school Students' Council president for this year 2020 to 2021. Because I've seen leadership up close, I know what it takes. Hence why I am running for president this year, being my final year at the law school, where I seek to make the best contribution to the success of this institution we love so much. Thank you.
Thank you, candidate number 1. I now invite candidate number 2 to give his introduction. Candidate number 2. Candidate number 2, we will ask you to unmute yourself, please, so that the audience can hear you.
Apologies. Good night, everyone, again. My name is Sierra Giddings. I recognize the Education Officer, Mrs. C. Willoughby, our Acting Principal, Mr. Robin Douglas, Deputy Principal, Mrs. Austin, Teacher Facilitator, Mrs. Sinthill, our Chairman, Jaheen Thomas. This year has been a challenging year. I know that. But this year, I wish to lead you, my fellow students, into a brighter lodge, a better law school. In my presidency of 2018-2019, I achieved many things. The safe zone, beautification of the school, and various other key projects in terms of entrepreneurship there, where students who have that priors achieved greater understanding of the industry and were connected to all scholars. But I understand COVID has placed us in a difficult position. That's why I know that I can be your leader. Thank you very much.
Thank you, candidate number 2. I now invite candidate number 3 to give her introduction. Candidate number 3.
Thank you, Chairman. Good evening, a warm welcome to all. I want to formally thank the moderator, Jaheen Thomas, for the opportunity to be here this evening. I'm working hard to ensure smooth process of tonight's proceedings. I would also like to acknowledge the presence and thank our Education Officer, Ministry Representative, Mr. Willoughby, Mr. Douglas, the Acting Principal of the Law School, our Teacher Facilitator, Ms. Sinthill, and last but not least, to my peers. I do appreciate your attendance this evening. For those who may not know me, I am Joanne Lovell of Farm 63, a member of the Law School Student Council for 3 years and a former year group representative. My purpose of being here this evening is to convince you as to why you should cast your vote for me as Student Council President. Thank you.
Thank you, candidate number 3. Thank you, candidate number 3. For the candidate address, you will be given 5 minutes. You will be signaled at 3 minutes when 3 minutes has gone, 30 seconds is left, and when time is up. I now invite candidate number 1 to give her candidate address. Candidate number 1.
Good evening again to all. My journey through the law school has allowed me to participate in a number of different ventures, such as Key Club, being an NCO of the Barbados Sea Cadet Division, the swim captain of the law school swim team, and a triathlete. And these have allowed me to develop a number of skills that each and every one of us as students of the law school possess. Over the years of being a student of the law school, I have learned the true essence of leadership and what it takes to be a leader, with the help of my colleagues and friends, along with teachers. When I look back on my past, from being a first farmer to where I am today now as a senior, I am in awe, astonished of my maturity, and that alone gives me the desire and courage to represent and lead my family here at the law school. I've been involved in the student government here at our school for quite some time, but within that time period, I've learned and developed tremendously over the years. I have always served my school to the best of my abilities, and I feel if you are elected to a position, you should do everything humanly possible to do the best job that can be done. No shortcuts, just you and the people you work with. I ran for president last year but served the position of vice president for the majority of the school year. But due to unseen circumstances, I became acting president of the council, and it was there when I got the experience and was able to connect with others on a different level. During my tenure of acting president, we were halted by one of the most dangerous diseases, COVID-19. Our plans as a council were put on standby. But as a leader, I did not allow that to stop the growth of the council. Taking initiative to keep the levels of communication between the council going, I decided to use the online platform to communicate with our members because ideally that shows we are to operate as a council, but not only a council, but as a law school family, looking out for one another. Not only were we able to connect with one another, motivating and inspiring, but also with all the schools across the island, bringing them under our umbrella. In the forum, we had the opportunity to share ideas, discuss pressing matters, and come up with reasonable solutions, building bonds and relationships with those out there in our community. And not only were we able to connect with students and teachers on our platform, but we had the privilege of persons of parliament and government to place that platform. And again, I say thank you, Ms. Willoughby. It was our immense pleasure, giving us fruitful advice on how to cope with this disease and still stay focused with our schoolwork and upcoming exams. Not only did we gain a wealth of information, but recognize that together we can achieve more, and we are voices united in harmony. And this is why I would like to encourage you to vote for me as your student council president, because together we can. Thank you.
Thank you, candidate number 1. I now invite candidate number 2 to give his candidate address. Candidate number 2.
Good night again, everyone. My fellow students, today I'm not speaking to you as a presidential candidate or a successful past president. I speak to you as Thierry Giddings, a concerned lodge boy. In the past 5 years, the challenge of student activism was very different to what we are facing now. In this current moment of COVID, it has placed a great strain on social activities. Our amazing charitable group of Key Club, upstanding cadets, GEMS, orchestra, dance, even sports like cricket, are our highly anticipated futsal. The loss of memorable moments which these create has left the school in a state of necessary controlled social segregation. My fellow students, I understand how you feel because it hurts me the same way too. Now it seems all we have is a strict schedule, necessary protocols for our safety, and bad smelling hand sanitizer. But I will change this. In terms of the quality of hand sanitizer, I will help to source odor removal compatible to create a better hand sanitizer for you. In terms of social activities, I will help to develop strategic plans with our social partners of the council, such as Key Club, 5th and 6th Form graduate committees, our sports teams, and PTA department, but also champion the creation of new organizations to make our lives engaging, educational, but still remaining safe, yet also embodying COVID no, keep the education flow. In that sense, I recognize the underlying issue of Wi-Fi in the library across the campus. The lack of campus-wide Wi-Fi has placed us, the students, in a troublesome position. With no Wi-Fi, we cannot work on certain assignments, which may be time sensitive. Most importantly, the days your group, A or B, has to be home due to protocols, you are missing out on crucial teaching time. But the council, as a oriented organization for our students, can only do so much, for we are not the board. Therefore, as your president, I will affirmatively propose the mitigation and ratification of key programs which will help to manage the issues until we can create a safer space and have Wi-Fi installed. How you may ask? Firstly, once approved, I will help to impose a program called Big Siblings, whereby senior students who are recognized to be successful in a subject that junior students may struggling will be paired with them to mentor them during certain days home, which will coincide to assist the all-round improvement of us, the students. But also the mentor will benefit because it will increase their curriculum vitae. Similarly, once I am back in office, I will help to impose a second sustainable development program. One Lodge, One Family. This program was inspired from one of my former mentors in 4th Form, as I had challenges with chemistry. Mrs. Austin paired me with a brilliant chemistry professor called Mr. Alvin Holder, who, along with my teachers, helped to elevate my chemistry skills then. Understanding this experience, I will help to impose this program, whereby through the help of key stakeholders of the school, PTA, and O Scholars Association, we will create the pairing of students with willing O Scholars to help improve performances as it once helped me. Alongside this, various career exposure will also be granted in this program once approved. In all, these programs will create a cycle of sustainable student development, which will better us, the students, but also develop a stronger culture of success and unity as a school family to count on each other in the toughest times, as we are the most resilient of them all. My fellow students, to achieve success this school year, we need experience and a capable leader who has been here for you all his school life, creating step by step a better law school. If you grant me your vote of confidence to champion the issues that we face, I am confident I will solve farm-based issues like graduation for 5th and 6th farm, create a lasting structure that will boost skill sets internally in the council, but also strategic planned events that will replace the most effective events that we lost. Dear fellow members, we are the future, and I am confident I am the president to lead us to a better lodge. Thank you very much.
Thank you, candidate number 2. I now invite candidate number 3 to give her candidate address. Candidate number 3.
Thank you, moderator. Now, coming from primary school, being a part of the pre-ped volunteer, and being a year group representative in the council, I have experience as it relates to leadership roles. I have always used student council as a meaningful way to promote and enable positive student experiences. My specific aim for the council is to raise awareness of the group and encourage students to be more interactive with the council. Through this, I hope to increase membership and improve the image and perception of the council. With reference to the school and making positive changes, I have 6 main goals. Ensuring that school is a more enjoyable environment for students by introducing lucrative and meaningful ways of building school spirit. Creating and implementing an official school website, and this will be used to ensure that information is passed on efficiently and effectively throughout the school. Introducing the availability of sanitary napkins in all female bathrooms across campus. Introducing a career showcase for all year groups. Ensuring that students are prepared for the future rather than the past, right? Lastly, implementing an official evening bus schedule that is available for students to view. Through this, I hope to reduce the traffic in the bus day because we know that this bus thing coming every day ain't gonna last too long. Once COVID finish, that's gonna be finished too, right? Great. So with these aims and goals I just mentioned here is why you should vote for me. I would vote for me because I am an understanding person and being just that makes me easy to work with. From my observations and experience on the council, I have the necessary knowledge on what needs to be improved and how to improve the council. I also believe that all ideas are valuable and should definitely be taken into consideration. As a democratic leader, I can assure you that a part of my leadership style is this: making sure that everyone's voice is heard and that you are comfortable with voicing your opinions. Lastly, I believe in teamwork. As the council motto states, together we will achieve. Thank you.
Thank you, candidate number 3. This debate will now move to the question and answer segment. In this segment, each candidate will be given a question where they will state their views on the issue. Each question will be allotted 5 minutes. I'll start with candidate number 1. Candidate number 1, your question is, the office of president is a very demanding job. What are you willing to do differently or give up to meet the demands of the office? Candidate number 1.
Thank you. As a student of the law school, I understand the motto and the core values and mantra. We can because we think we can. Being able to manage time efficiently and effectively is of utmost importance when it comes to and holding this office and looking out for the well-being of our students. Being a dependable, reliable, reachable, resourceful, and resilient individual. Having the opportunity to act as president for a short while, I was able to identify mission critical areas that needed to be worked on within the council creation, within the students, for the greater impact of the needs of our student body in the areas of student welfare, student engagement, community service, academic affairs, and public relations, instituting a management team to the greater of the council's impact. With these areas being looked at, we can reform our council's institution to greater serve the needs of the student body. As a leader, where I have the passion for social development, not just of my peers, but students across the nation, I would have sought to already unite and inspire, as I believe in the power of voices united in harmony. This can be carried back to when we did the Bahamas Event Relief Fund, the entire school, having the ability to unite persons from all backgrounds, religions, age ranges, and what were we able to do? We were able to inspire, able to grow, develop, and showcase our leadership skills, bringing all those under our umbrella, being able to make a positive impact on those we encountered. Not only were we able to go on to the news and all those other aspects, but we were able to touch the minds of the young students, recognizing that it is not okay to just look out for your well-being, but it is very important to look out for the well-being of others. Thank you.
To the remaining candidates, do you all have anything to say on that matter?
Mr. Chairman, may I motion to questioning?
Carry on.
Question to candidate number 1, Amber Hinkson. The job of the president is very demanding. Would you say playing the role of head girl and student council president is conflicting?
No, I would not say it's conflicting because in my terms, I believe they both serve to do what their responsibilities are, to better the school, improve the student activism, making a positive impact on each and every student here at the law school. Both of these, yes, are leadership roles, but what do they all seek to do? Reach preeminence, and that is what I seek to reach. Preeminence meaning excellence, because I believe that whatever situation it is, you can be a year rep, you can be a prefect, senior prefect. It doesn't matter because whatever position you are in, you should look to make a positive and a successful impact on that job or role or office that you serve. So it doesn't matter if you are a prefect in comparison to a senior or a head. Whatever job that you're given and tasked, you should look to do nothing but to achieve it to the best of your ability. Others may see it as something that may not be of much value or that it may not be nothing of great importance to others. But how you look at it, your perspective, your heart, and your aim is what makes the difference. Thank you.
Candidate number 2, do you rest?
No, I do not. I understand. May I motion to rebut?
Yes, you may.
Sorry, Mr. Chairman. I
problem.
understand I understand your perspective in terms of the positive attributes, but our fellow students, the lower school, upper school, need a leader, a true leader, one who knows them deeper than their own level. And then when I say that some of our students have asthma, what will happen when we have end-of-term exams? What will happen when we have sports? We need a leader who is true to the cause, who has been developing certain programs throughout summer to help improve. And I am that leader. In the summertime, I've been working with Joyanne Haig and the Ministry of Education to help improve my school. In terms of Mr. Phillips, we have been working towards creating a segment, not only that of a segment, but council called the Athletic Council, which will coincide with the Student Council to help improve. In terms of student activism, I understand that we have issues of students being, what's the best word to say? Placed in a position that they should not be placed. So we have to create student activism. As you said, positions of positive creation, but we do not need unnecessary positions. We need persons who are true to the cause and believe in each student and understand the needs of each student. Thank you very much.
Candidate
Responding to
number
that
one.
question, responding to that statement, thank you, Theory
We'll allow an
Gittins.
extra 1 minute. Candidate number one, we'll allow an extra
Thank you,
minute.
Theory
It has gone over,
Gittins.
but we'll allow an extra minute. Candidate number one.
Thank you, Theory Gittins. On the aspect of knowing these students personally, I do not live in the household of these students, so I may not know them personally. I do not go to home. I don't go to school with them on their way to school or their way home. But what I can tell you is seeking to unite persons together, building that leadership and that family that we want to continue to seek is what I am looking for. I may not know them personally, but I want to. And that is why I want us to become more united because we are voices united in harmony. I may not know them personally, but I want to. So I don't believe it is that I am not a true leader if that is what you imply. Because I believe a leader is someone who is goal oriented, cares of others, time management, and all of those different fundamental aspects that I know because I think, so I know that I can. So I know that without a doubt, I am a true leader. I know what it takes to be a true leader. So despite what others may say, despite what they may categorize it as, once I believe in myself, I know what I can bring to the table. And I hope that my fellow students here at the law school who may know me have seen my heart, seen the things that I have done over the school years. I'm not a perfect being, but I seek to reach nothing but preeminence, making a positive impact on all of those I come into contact with. Thank you.
Thank you, candidate number one. Because of the purpose of time, we will now move on to the second question. This will start with candidate number two. Candidate number two, the question is, the council needs a leader who can guide them during these unprecedented times. As the president, what strategies and qualities will you use to ensure the council's growth, development, and stability? Candidate number two.
As president, I understand that my students and my fellow members are in a position of uncertainty. Just the other day, one of my members came to me about graduation. What will happen? How will we get this done? In terms of second farm, they brought to me issues that they don't even know how to solve. But I believe in them. I believe in the council. So in terms of unpredictable times, we are in those. But my strategy for that is unity. And when I speak of unity, I speak of club engagement and I speak of organization development. And organization development, I speak of the council. I wish to impose structure that will help our council members develop skills that then will coincide to help the entire school. Because when I was in third farm, our past head boy, Samuel Boston, he helped me. And when I was under his mentorship, he taught me various things. I wish to transition that throughout the school. Whereas the family-oriented situations can happen just as it happened to me. I want to develop my council to be structured to help everyone, not only ourselves and skill sets, but it's for us. So my strategic plan is unity, understanding, and engagement, for I have been listening to my fellow members and my fellow students. Thank you.
Thank you, candidate number 2. Do the other candidates have anything to say regarding this question? Candidate number 3, do you have anything to say regarding the question?
Okay.
I believe something just went wrong there. Okay. We'll give her a chance. Candidate number
I
3,
have a
were you trying to say something
question.
just now?
Mm-hmm.
Carry on.
Our theory.
Yes, please.
I'm having a theory right now. So,
No problem.
but I have a question. No, you have been speaking, but in reality, when I walk around the school, students are still
Having challenges to hear you, candidate number
very
3.
unhappy. 60% of the school knows what you've done, and I say,
Excuse me, candidate number 3, I'm having challenges on hearing you.
say that to say that anything that you've done really has been for the
Can't hear you. Sorry.
Okay, we are
Mr.
having
Chairman,
challenges with candidate number 3. Candidate number 3,
me. Yes, I'm having challenges hearing you as well.
yes.
no.
I can't hear. I can't hear you.
You can't hear me? I apologize. We apologize. Candidate number 3, as we can hear you again, try to get what you are saying. Just see if you can get it said again, please.
No. She.
Okay,
No.
we just lost candidate number 3. Do anyone else have anything regarding this question? Candidate number 1. Go ahead, candidate number 1.
Okay, I have a question, candidate number 2. As your years in the council, within the council, you would have done a variety of stuff. And you're now in a position to get back in there, but also having more time at the law school. Why do you seek? This is not in a negative way. I just want you to briefly explain why do you seek to retain that position again?
Whoa. One day.
Candidate number 2. I believe we just lost candidate number 2. All right. So, candidate number 3. Candidate number 3. Something just went wrong.
I
Candidate number
believe
3.
candidate number 2 stated that he's
Candidate number 3.
having difficulties with his phone right now.
Yes, I believe he did.
back.
Yes, please. Candidate number 3.
Going back.
Okay.
Right.
We'll move on from this question, and we'll go to the final question. Unfortunately, we are unable to reach candidate number 2, so we will have to move on until he is back. All right. Candidate number 3, your question is, if elected for office, what goals do you wish to accomplish in your tenure?
Okay. No. As I would have previously have a 6. I said 6 goals, and those goals that I have been carefully ensure that students get everything that they need. That includes the implement of pads in the bathroom, etc. The moderator would have talked about, you know, using this medium because I just think this shows the importance of one of my points that I would have mentioned, and in regards to implementing technology within schools, because obviously, so I had previously brought to the attention the need for this avenue, right? And it was not taken well. However, this pandemic has proven that change is inevitable, and it is better to be ahead of change rather than to be behind. And that is what my whole campaign is about. It is about being modern and having modern approaches to everything because we cannot afford to be left behind again. Thank you.
Mute chairman, please.
Thank you very much. I was just saying welcome back, candidate number two. You would have heard what candidate number three would have said. I was just wondering if you had any comments, wanted to raise any comments regarding what she would have said just now.
May I motion to ask a question, Mr. Chairman?
Carry on.
Right. In terms of your goals for your tenure, we understand that we are in desperate times in terms of COVID. As a leader of the students of the law school, what are certain things you will do to ensure their future and security? Do you wish me for me to
I
repeat?
can't hear you properly.
My apologies. I'll repeat. Okay.
Yes, please.
Now, my question. You can hear me now? Okay, can you hear me? Candidate number three.
Yes, please.
Can you hear? Okay. My question is that we are in unpredictable times. As the leader of the students of the law school, what will certain things you do to ensure ensure our security, sorry, and growth? Understand? Okay, can you hear me?
I can't hear you. I can't understand what you're saying. It's breaking up.
Oh, okay. All right. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me? Mr. Chairman, can you hear me?
I can hear you well, candidate number two. We are just having some difficulties with candidate number three.
Yes.
Okay.
Go
I
ahead.
think I'm gonna say it slower, right? In terms of right now, right? I'm gonna restructure it. In terms of right now, we are in unpredictable times. As the leader of the students of the law school, what will you do to ensure our security and growth?
Okay.
Okay,
Now
good.
I would have spoke about preparing students for the future rather than the past. And I have mentioned the implementation of a school website. And I
Hmm.
believe that this website will be able to help us the school seems to have. No more sharp. They notice stuff. We can be able to communicate properly. That will offer all the stability that we will need. That's what I believe.
Okay,
Being able
okay,
to communicate properly. Thank you for the question. But I have
okay.
a question for you that was from the previous one.
No problem. No
Now,
problem. No problem. No problem.
you would have spoke about things that you would have done, and
Okay.
in reality, a lot of students can't really say that they have. Now, you would have put in place something about being able to sell things at school or something like that. But majority school from that at all. Only a couple, probably 10. Now, my goals
Mm-hmm.
are ones which can reach the entire school. How can you
Okay.
explain why would that if you weren't able to reach the entire school when there was no pandemic, that you will be able to do it now when there is a pandemic?
Oh, I understand your question, candidate number 3. Before going forward in terms of how I will progress the school, I want to speak about the entrepreneurship day. Now, as you know, or you wouldn't know, when you are representing as the president or vice president, you have to bring proposals and other miscellaneous documents to the principal. In this sense, it's down to their decision, their approval. It has to be structured in such a way that it affects the school, but still relates to the stakeholders of the school, such as the canteen, for one, and other members. Now, in 2018 to 2019, I imposed that. And what happened was graduation committee of 2018 to 2019 made a, we would say, a deal made a deal with us, whereby we would sell snacks. Our students that were interested in entrepreneurship would sell snacks or whatever they wanted to sell on sports day. We could not do it on the other day because we were getting backlash from the canteen, but also getting backlash from the graduation committee. So I can only do so much. Now, in terms of how I will outreach to my fair students, as I said before, farm-based issues I will solve, such as graduation for my 5th and 6th farmers. Wouldn't they be interested in having a time capsule? As right now, we don't have the surety of understanding if we will get graduation or a graduation salute. Time capsule, memories that will hold the tradition of the school. That's for one. In terms of second farm, certain students have brought to me issues of hygienic conditions that they wish to be solved. I will deal with that. In terms of first farm, hand sanitizer, the smell of it upsets them. I will impose that odor removal compatible substance is used to mitigate the smell. In terms of third farm, a new subject has been imposed, robotics. As my position of being in the Barbados robotics team, I can assist my students that have that subject to do. But I still recognize that there are students who have history, chemistry, various other students. But as I said in my speech, when I was in 4th and 3rd farm, I had mentors because of Mrs. St. Hill. Not Mrs. St. Hill, Mrs. Austin, sorry. So therefore, to help them improve on their struggling subjects, I will create a mentorship program that will help them. That'll be sustainable student development. You speak about future and goals and communication, but don't you know that I understand, I appreciate the need of a website, which I agree with, but we already have lines of communication, strategic lines of communication, which candidate number 1 can attest to, Instagram. PTA, us, and all scholars are connected to create certain posts. Yes, that is very true, but you're not aware. You should be aware of these things, but you're not aware. You're not putting yourself in a position to be aware of what we are doing. But I understand. If you check the count in terms of what students are following the Instagram.
Can I interrupt?
I will encourage you guys to keep it quick as we only have 2 more minutes on
May I
this
interrupt?
question.
Can I finish answering my question? I wanted to answer before candidate number 2 got into the problem with his device.
Gotcha.
For the purpose of time, candidate number 1, go ahead.
Okay.
Thank you very much. I will briefly like to answer a question based on what you said. According
Okay.
to candidate number 3, she's looking for future goals. And as we
Okay.
know, sustainable development is for the future generations and those now. So I do not necessarily agree when you say it's not at an equilibrium at the moment because the future does mean sustainable development. My question to you is, being past president and being in the council for a number of years as you have served and those within the council know already, why do you wish to go as president again? Other candidates wanting the opportunity to fill that position, why do you feel as though you should be elected as president again? Thank you.
May I respond, Mr. Chairman?
Go ahead.
Okay. Now I will tell you a story. When I was in first farm, I joined the council. And my first year, I went into the council. I was like, I want to be president. But I got shut down. I got 2 votes. The president then, 100 and something. But I got 2 votes. And I never stopped. In terms of my second farm year, I joined the council again. But I hold the position of second farm representative. In that time, I created a letter being a second farmer, trying to get my second farmers to have recreational time. That was shut down. In terms of my third farm year, me, just a little third farmer, don't know nothing, going to the council and voicing my opinions, fighting for the rights of third farmers. We wanted the right of, back then, I don't think that first and second farmers know what we had to go through. Me first, second, and third don't know we had to go through where, as when there was a fete in the hall, you could not go in the hall at all. But I fought for that. Yes, thank you, laugh. Because you know it too. We could not go in the hall. But you know who changed that? You know why first, second, third, fourth, all of these year groups can do it now? Me. And I don't say it in terms of being confident or condescending, but I say it in terms of believing in the capabilities of my council and my fellow students. I created that letter, proposed it to my president then, and the president of the graduation committee then, when I was in third farm, and that is the reason now third farmers, obviously no COVID, we can't go in, we can't have those kind of stuff, but that's the reason now first, second, third can, because I pushed the envelope. Fourth farm, my fourth farm year, I represented the school at anti-violence campaigns and other things as the fourth farm representative, but I could not play a miscellaneous role because how the council was structured. A president has the right, if you check the constitution, to structure and give you tasks how they want to. So I can only do so much. As my fifth farm year as president, I was appointed by Mrs. St. Hill because obviously throughout the years I gave my time and I believed in what the council wanted to do, and I became president with a capable vice president, Jordan, if you remember him. Now, I represented the school in 2018 November playing basketball, but I was still involved even before that. The beautification campaign. If you check right by the art room, right, you're gonna see a mural and a couple others too. Who you think got those commissioned? Thierry Gittings. In terms of the safety zone, I understood that at that point of time, our school needed something more, as you said, candidate number 3, communication, understanding. But at that point in time when I was president, right, we were facing challenges in terms of violence. So what could I do as a student? With the help of Jordan, then he and Jahim was the fourth farm representative, I believe, but now he's chairman. We worked towards the safety campaign, and in that year we had the health campaign, which we coincide every year. But this year, obviously, COVID. Those are the things I did. But going back to the safety zone, when it was, we say, restricted to a sense because we didn't have the space, what did I do? I went digital. Before even COVID, I created the school Instagram, and now it has 736 followers and growing. And why did I do that? Because I realized that my school needed something different. It needed communication from the get-go. I've been pushing communication from even before, and I understand that we have to push the future. Therefore, I understand that the school is in a position of needing funds. Do you know that the school had to use the the last set of funds from the board to pay, to buy hand sanitizer, and it's still on its budgeted um budgeted funds. Sorry, last set. But the school is in a position whereas it needs funds. But as students, we can still help through e-commerce, athletes, even student council pins, various law school emblems that our scholars and students know will love to buy, masks, these kind of stuff. I wish to create a system whereas students that do clothing and textiles can make masks, still pushing for a COVID entrepreneurship scheme, whereas we have masks being sold under the permission of the principal, and also creation of hand sanitizer tutorials to inform our students. That is the future. We are in the age of COVID-19. It's not like before. And as president before, I did what I could do. But as I told you, if you have understood or have been in the position of sitting in front of the principal and pushing policies, some get shut down because obviously it's not written to the full encompassment of schedule, whatever. But I tried, and I keep on trying. And it when therefore is a position of not having the proposal passed, I still push policies, even though I could suggest or reference certain things that I already done. But right now, I am about the future. The past president, Thierry Gittins, in 2019, 2018, did what he tried to do, sorry. But right now, I'm in 2020. Thierry Gittins in 2020, wishing to be the president. And right now, I'm focused on my students and COVID-19. As I said before, masks, hand sanitizer tutorials, on mentorship programs, because my fellow, as candidate number 3, you said that my fellow students don't know the things I did. I understand that. I really do. But right now, we need mentorship. We need the capability of improving our students. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I will say my last part. Right now, we need a better president, a president who have already been experienced and understand what it comes down to in terms of representing speaking to the principal. It places a mental struggle on your brain.
Just want to say.
All right, that
If
is
you
time.
just said
Candidates.
better president, where do you want to go next if you say you need a
Candidate
better
number
president?
Candidate number 1, that is time.
Mr. Chairman, I wish to reference the lack of protocol that's been placed here.
That is time. Candidates.
Okay, good.
That is time. All right. Thank you, guys, for this segment, and we'll move on. All right. Thank you, guys. All right. At this time, each candidate will deliver their final address. For your closing statements, please tell us what makes your presidential agenda different and better from the other candidates, and why the people should vote for you. For this final address, you will be given 3 minutes. You will be signaled when 1 minute is left, when 3 minutes is left, and when time is up. I will start with candidate number 1. Candidate number 1, give your final address.
Good evening again, everyone. Being immersed in the student life here at this beautiful institution we love so much, I am led to serve you to the best of my ability and the highest capacity. Being the goal-oriented, determined, and hard-working individual I am, I seek to reach nothing but preeminence. Preeminence meaning excellence, despite whatever obstacles I may face, encounter, and challenges. Everything in life isn't easy, and anything of value is not going to be easy to accomplish. So I already know what I have to do in order to get there. I want to chart a path for every student here at the law school because, well, you may ask, we can because we think we can. Our school motto reiterates it. Being leaders already in our own unique way, we can achieve and continue to strive for nothing but excellence because that is simply who we are. Our school song says it. Here we stand where our fathers standing. Thought the thoughts that are ours today. Set for a sign for future ages. Shines on the years that are. We have a legacy already. A legacy to maintain and to continue, which is to continue to strive for excellence, developing the leadership skills and abilities that are already manifested in every one of us individually, because we are those students. And this is who we are. We must let the whole world know this. We are the greatest, and we are of excellence. I am Amber Hinkson, and I am willing and prepared, by all means necessary, to continue to chart us into that direction. I want to encourage you, the Student Council, to vote for me, and not only the Student Council members, but every student here at the Law School, because we all have the opportunity and the privilege to have a say. And your student leader, improving the connectivity amongst us students and the council. A vote for Amber is a vote for the continuation of our legacy. Student activism. Student leaders vote impactful student activism again. Improving and reviving the spirit of school pride. Inspire positive action. Foster synergy amongst students. I cannot accomplish these goals on my own, and that is why I want you to invest in me. Give me the opportunity to make the continuation to contribute to the success of our school. I promise that I will fulfill the duties, responsibilities of president, upholding my mandates, looking out for the well-being of our council, our students, and our school. As Henry Ford stated, coming together is the beginning. Keeping together is progress. Working together is success. Vote for me as your student council president for this year 2020 to 21, being my final year at the law school. We can, we will, we must continue to strive for excellence. Thank you.
Thank you, candidate number 1. I now invite candidate number 2 to give his final address. Candidate number 2.
My fellow students, I can speak about various matters that we have been placed in. Wi-Fi, hand sanitizer, even the fact that we have to wear masks. It's necessary, we have to wear masks, and other things. But today, I wish to speak to you, my fellow members, my fellow students. Right now, we need experience, and I am that experience. In terms of the summertime, as I said before, I've been working closely with Joyanne Haig, social activists, even the Minister of Tourism, Lisa Cummings, or Minister in the Ministry of Finance, Marsha Cadell. Because of me having exposure to the United Nations Model UN, it has helped me to categorize and be able to help my school and place my school on the map, from winning Toastmaster championships and various other championships. I understand that we are in a miscellaneous position and need something different, a new generation, a better law school. And I believe I can achieve that through e-commerce, through sustainable student development. But yet, most importantly, all of these programs need sponsorship and funds. I believe I can do that. I'm confident I can do that for you. Don't you want that events such as sports or even dress day, which present the traditional culture of the school, which helps to bring fun and love and unity to the school? I can do that. Thank you very much.
Thank you, candidate number 2. I now invite candidate number 3 to give her final address. Candidate number 3.
Thank you, Chairman. Now, I was originally going to use this time to say this long speech that I had, but that theory would not allow anybody else to speak. I want to prove my points to you now. Do you really want a president who will speak and speak and speak and not allow you to get your word in? That is exactly what Theory has been doing while he was president. And I want to remind you, he was put in there by Miss St. Hill. I don't think students voted for him, so I think you get the point.
Candidate number 3, you are asked to keep your comments respectful, please, especially to the teacher facilitator. Thank
That's
you.
what I'm doing. I'm just saying, has not allowed anybody to speak. He took up the entire time and wouldn't allow anybody to speak. And I personally think that that's not somebody who you would want to be your leader. You would want somebody who is, how would I say, who keeps you in mind and knows that you need to be able to express yourself. And that's what I'm all about. I am here to be able to listen to you and to make sure that you are heard, that when you suggest things or when you simply tell the truth, that you will be heard. That's what I'm all about. No, he hasn't answered any of the questions throughout the entire debate, so I really don't know what to say about that. But this is what I keep telling you, a vote for me is a step in the right direction because this is simply not just. We cannot allow people who would who doesn't want to listen to anybody else to be a leader. What is that? Dictatorship. I was simply trying to explain to him that the school hasn't really felt his impact. That's what I was trying to explain to him. I was asking him about that, but he didn't ask me questions. Why would he think that if he was not able to give an impact when there was no pandemic, how could he do that when there is a pandemic? You need somebody who is serious and up to the task and will do whatever it takes to get it done. And that is me. I have your interest in my heart right now, and this is exactly why I'm here. This is not my scene. I'm not accustomed to this, and that is why you need to vote for me because I stepped out of my comfort zone to be here tonight to make sure that when you go to school next week, that you immediately see changes, that you immediately see a new law school. So you need to vote for Jalal Level because it is a path in the right direction. Okay? That's all I need y'all to know. Thank you.
Thank you, candidate number 3. At this time, I now invite our teacher facilitator, Mrs. Sonia St. Hill, to give the final remarks. Mrs. Sonia St. Hill. Ma'am, I will ask you please to unmute yourself so that the audience can hear you.
Yes, please. Thank you, Mr. Moderator. We have come to the end of our debate. Even though we had some technical issues, I do hope that you have enjoyed what was offered and have made your choice. I have certainly enjoyed listening to our 3 young candidates, Ms. Amber Hinkson, Mr. Terry Gittins, and Ms. Joelle Lovell. It was really stimulating and thought-provoking. Please remember, voting is on Thursday and Friday, and I would like you to make certain you return your Google form. Mr. Chairman will tell you more about that voting process. Thank you again and enjoy the rest of your night.
Thank you, ma'am. With your permission, ma'am, do I have your permission to bring this debate to a close?
Certainly, certainly.
Thank you, ma'am. Well, on behalf of the Law School Student Council and the Law School Barbados, we thank all of you for coming out and supporting these candidates in tonight's presidential debate for this school year 2021. We want to especially thank our education officer, Mrs. Willoughby, for giving us her support in this event. And thank you, parents, thank you, students, and thank you, viewers. Well, you've heard the debates, you've heard their mandates. It's now up to you to vote. Remember that voting will be done online in the Google Classrooms. The People's Choice voting package will be sent out on the 22nd of October 2020, a day before the members vote on the 23rd of October 2020. Both voting processes will end on the 23rd at 11:59 p.m. and the new elected members will be announced on the 26th of October 2020. The reason for this is because we are only operating on school days. That's it. I pray that God will continue to keep you, keep all of us as we navigate through this sensitive time. Together, we can achieve. Thank you and good night. This debate has now officially ended.